whole pantheon, the gods and so forth and so on. Because ultimately, it's within you yourself. See? And your worship of the gods, the deities, the devotees, and the Mahadevas, really, ultimately, is worship of your own self. See? After a while, you realize it's worship of your own self. Right? And because Krishna, Christ, Buddha, Muhammad, etc., and so forth, they're not without there. They're within here. Out there is my illusion, unending moving picture show of God, delusion, born in time and dies in time. It's all manifested stuff. And the minute Brahma breathes in, it all disappears. It's not permanent. It's really not real. It's all various levels of delusion. See, but you use them because they're like a crutch to a man who's injured and can't walk. And so that's why we have this whole pantheon of things that we worship. But ultimately, the focus reflects back within the eternal, deathless light of your own soul, the soul of your own soul. And that's one. God is one. It's really all one. God is one without a second. They all agree in that. If they so how can you have a master and disciple? See, you have the master until you become the master. See, but there is no master and disciple. Ultimately, you go beyond master and disciple. See, it's like a step on the ladder. It's something that you use to get where you want to go. See, and you only can use the guru up until the third eye anyhow. Then beyond that, you're on your own. You have to go on. So the guru, the priest, the minister, the swami, or what have you, is an aid on the spiritual path to attain God consciousness, which is to say self-consciousness, capital S, self. Because the self is the soul, and the soul is God. You are God. And it says that in the Christian Bible, you're all gods. See, and so once you've had the experience, then you understand everything what they're talking about. And it's simple. It's not some redundant, oh gee, if I meditate 20, 30 years, maybe I'll understand it. It's really very simple. And Babaji, being a supreme master, he explains it very cogently and in essence when he says, don't pay too much faith. And Muktananda said that in another way. When he was waving the peacock feather and the disciples were coming up to touch his feet and have darshan, he said, don't put, this is in the same gist of what I'm telling you, he said, don't put too much faith in the peacock feather. See. It's all, it's the divine dance, the Lord Shiva, the dance of God. And he's playing his role, He's playing his role, waving the peacock feather. But there's something higher than that, or still yet higher. But you come to him and that, you're functioning on that level, getting ready, you're acclimated to that step on the ladder, and then you step up to another step. That's what he meant. Don't put too much faith in this peacock feather. And that's why Babaji himself said, don't put too much faith in Krishna, Christ, Buddha, Lao Tzu, Muhammad. Don't put too much faith in them. See? Go beyond. See? They're a step on the ladder. They're one of the highest steps on the ladder to get to an even higher step. Jesus, Buddha, Christ, Krishna, Lao Tzu, and Moses, and so forth and so on. And they're worthy of our worship and reverence and so forth and so on. They're good company, and they're helping us on the path to attain self-enlightenment. But so it's like that. That's why Babaji himself says, don't put too much faith in all these guys. See? And he's not saying disrespect them. He's not saying that Christ and Krishna and Buddha and Rama, he's not saying they weren't avatars and worshipful and sacred literature and the whole. He's not making any of that stuff. But he's also saying Now, let's get back to the primal purpose of why we're here. The divinity of your own soul. See? Because if you're constantly saying yourself and then someone else, that's duality. You have to reach the point where there is no duality, the one without a second. Then you realize it's all God and it's all me, the self. You realize it's all yourself. And so the Master sees God everywhere, see? And he sees it as the divine dance of Shiva. It's the divine dance of Shiva. And he doesn't need a reason for it. It's just the divine energy dance for the sake of the dance. Just for the sake of dancing. Not because my mother-in-law is coming over at 7 o'clock and I want to make a good impression, or I got to audition here, or this reason, or that reason. No reason. The reason is just for the sake of dancing.